to EDG 605, the General Assessment course, which is taking place this summer, meaning Tuesday, May 28th until sometime in the middle of July. I believe it's July 15th, this summer 2019 at Pace University. I'm Gerald Ardito. I'm the professor for the course, and I'm really looking forward to working with you over the next 6 weeks or so as we kind of dive into assessment in all of its forms, with all of its implications, with all of its challenges. We're going to be dealing with all that together in a very concentrated fashion. So the goal of this video, and this is going to be a brief video, the goal of this brief video is to introduce you to kind of what we're up to in the course and a little bit on how we're going to be working together. So this is a map of the various components that fit into the course. So obviously in the middle, this course is all about assessment. And then around the middle are the various components of assessment that we're going to be dealing with. So for example, we're going to be dealing with formative and summative assessment. And since all of you are teachers, I'm sure that you have a sense of what those are about. But we're going to be looking at the research around them and practices around them and dive pretty deeply into them. We're going to look at assessments that you do in your classrooms, informal and formal classroom assessments. We're going to look at how you use those assessments to give feedback, all that kind of stuff. We're going to look at standardized and state assessments, Common Core, regions, all those things. We're going to be dealing with what do you do with the data that you collect from assessments, and how do you use it to improve your instruction and improve your students' learning. And then lastly, this whole course is organized around a fundamental truth about learning, which is no learning is possible without feedback, and no feedback is possible without assessment. So let me say that again. No learning is possible without feedback, and no feedback is possible without assessment. So that really is the core idea around this course. I hope that makes sense. So how we're going to get there. So this next slide is now maps those key concepts that we're going to be dealing with to specific assignments. So for example, you're going to start this very week writing up an analysis of the kinds of the ways that you use assessment in your classroom, and the things that you feel comfortable with and not comfortable with, and things that you feel like you do successfully and the things you'd like to learn more about. But we're going to start by having you do a self-assessment of your own assessment practices. We're going to be doing readings, and those readings are going to be about formative assessment and summative assessment, and generally about assessment and feedback and learning and how they're all connected. You're going to do analyses of specific kinds of assessments. You're going to do an analysis of standardized assessment. You're going to do an analysis of a state assessment. You're going to be doing an analysis of a classroom assessment. You're also going to, the part that I talked about earlier, we're going to be looking at how to use data to positively impact student learning and student outcomes. And then lastly, we're going to kind of put that all together in a portfolio. So that's a very high level view of what we're up to in the course and how we intend to get there. And so that's it for now. Obviously, there'll be more to say as we go. And let me just say again, I'm very excited to be working with all of you. And let's get going.